Whether you're a first-time renter or an experienced one, you're likely quite aware that rentals in Hamilton have become very competitive in the past few years. So that's why it's important that you put together the very best and most complete application package that you can so you can maximize the odds that you get the place that you want. And what does a complete application consist of? I'm going to share that with you coming right up. Hi, I'm Mike McCarthy, and I'm a realtor here in Hamilton, Ontario with Remax Escarpment Realty, and I want to share with you a few tips for creating your best rental application package. And if you find this helpful, hopefully you'll give this video a thumbs up, and if you're interested in other helpful videos, you can subscribe in your bottom right corner over here. So let's get started. Just like any typical rental, you're going to have to provide and or understand each of the following elements of an application. First, you need to have completed a rental application form that will include such information as your current and past places of residence and employment with some detailed information, personal references, that doesn't include family members, information about other occupants that will not be on the lease but will be living there, like your kids, any pets you might have, monthly financial obligations like car payments, credit cards, lines of credit, or other debts that you're responsible for. I've included down below a link to download the standard rental application form used in Ontario, which I encourage you to download and review. And if you have any questions about it, write your questions in the comments below or send me an email and I'll get back to you. Second is you're going to need to provide a legible copy of your photo ID, which would preferably be your driver's license or your passport. And if you don't have either of those, it's possible that the landlord would accept another form of government-issued ID, such as a health card, but the first two options are definitely the safest two to provide. Third, you'll need to provide a letter of employment and or proof of income. Your letter of employment is a letter from your place of employment that will outline things like your position at the company, how long you've worked there, what your rate of pay is, and how many hours a week that you work. As for your proof of income, if you're employed, this would be a copy of your two most recent pay stubs. If you're self-employed, they'll probably want to see like your two most recent notices of assessment and possibly copies of your personal bank statements just to see what income you pay yourself each month. And if you're on some type of assistance, it would be best to have any government documentation you have that really outlines the assistance program that you're on, how much you receive every month, and probably your last two bank statements that show that amount of money being deposited into your bank account each month. Fourth, you'll need to provide a credit report. A recent credit check from a recognized provider such as Equifax, TransUnion, or Credit Karma is what you will need, and your name will have to be on that report for the landlord to verify that it's indeed your credit score. For reports, I highly recommend using Equifax. It's widely accepted, it offers free reports, but it does take about 1 to 2 weeks to get to you, so I recommend going through the process of requesting it as soon as possible. I've included a link below to Equifax's website where they provide options on how to request your free report, and I recommend choosing the by telephone option. Fifth, you'll need to have the ability to provide first and last month's rent upon the acceptance of your application. And this is usually required in the form of a bank draft. So in this case, you would have to go to the bank and get yourself a bank draft. However, some landlords are still accepting personal checks, it's case by case, and many are now also accepting e-transfers. So those are the 5 standard major elements of a rental application package. Some other things to keep in mind are that all of your information has really got to be organized and match with what you place on the application. Any missing information or inconsistent information can give the landlord too easy of a reason to reject your application. And the last thing to keep in mind is that the vast majority of standard leases in Ontario are for a minimum term of 1 year. So that's how long you should be expecting to stay there, if not longer. So there you go. I hope you found this to be helpful. And if you have, again, I hope that you give it a thumbs up. And if you want, you can subscribe to my channel right over here and perhaps stick around a few more minutes to catch a video right here. Thanks very much for watching. Best of luck with your application. If you have any questions, write them in the comments below or send me a message and I'll definitely get back to you. Take care and have yourself a great day.